Welcome to webbikeworld.com. This time we're taking a quick look at the Midland XTC-300 VP4 HD motorcycle video camera. For the full review, more photos, and all the details, please visit webbikeworld.com. The Midland XTC-300 is a very simple video camera that's easy to operate, so we'll do this a little differently this time. I'll describe the camera details and then the on-road video samples will follow. The XTC-300 is the HD version we asked for after the Midland XTC-100 review published almost exactly 2 years ago on webbikeworld.com. This camera has two modes, 1080p at 30 frames per second and 720p at 60 frames per second, and they both work well. There's a really simple button on top. Move it forward and recording starts. Move it back and recording stops. It couldn't be easier, and that's one of the main benefits of this camera. Inside is the battery, which seems to last longer than expected, and we haven't needed to recharge it yet. There's a standard USB port and the microSD card port, and a little button to switch between SD and the two HD modes. The battery is easy to remove, as is the microSD card. The battery charges via the USB port. The battery cover is a bit flimsy, so you have to be careful to make sure it closes correctly. All you need to do to start taking video is to slide the big button forward to fire up the camera. The green battery indicator light and the memory card light turn on, and the red flashing light indicates recording in process. The big rubber-covered on-off slider is really easy to use, and it's easy to find also when wearing gloves, making this a good camera for helmet mounting. We didn't get the kit with the waterproof housing and accessory mounts. This was the basic kit with the camera, a single helmet mount, a USB cable, and instructions, and that's it. The camera has a metal tripod mount underneath, and that's what we used with both the suction cup and handlebar mounts on the motorcycles. So here's some on-road video taken on both the BMW scooter and the Suzuki DR650 webbikeworld.com project bikes. This is our standard motorcycle video camera comparison road. This video was taken at 1080p at 30 frames per second. We have the volume adjusted way down in post-processing, but the video quality from the Midland XTC-300 seems pretty smooth with very accurate color reproduction. You can also see that the camera does a great job at exposure changes. We really don't notice any of the exposure stepping as the camera goes in and out of the shadows, like we did on most of our other motorcycle video cameras we reviewed. Next are some video samples taken at 720p at 60 frames per second. Here the camera was turned around on the handlebar mount for a headshot. It seems easy to line up the Midland XTC-300, and the color here is good with some late afternoon warm color tint. Here's more 720p at 60 frames per second. The 60 frames per second is smoother because there are more frames per second, so the slight CMOS sensor jello effect is hardly noticeable, although it seems fairly well controlled anyway, even at 1080p at 30 frames per second also. Vibrations and movement from the motorcycle can have a big effect on this, with the handlebar mount on the DR650 having a bit more of the jello effect than the more solid suction cup mount on the smoother BMW scooter. So that's a quick look at the Midland XTC-300 HD motorcycle video camera. Be sure to visit webbikeworld.com for the full review and all of the details, along with some raw video samples you can download. Thanks for watching.